I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about I honestly thought he was done with me. Now this is a success story. Wow. Like I said recently, I grabbed a bunch of success stories because I realized we hadn't done any in a while. And so I pulled out a handful and thought, let's put them in some videos. And this is a longer one, so I thought we could do a video on its own for you guys.
Okay.
So let me just get into this one. It's a little bit longer, but hopefully you enjoy it, okay? 4 years ago, he told me that it wasn't going to work out. I remember it like it was yesterday. The breakup was painful for me. I remember feeling like it was all my fault. I felt physically sick and cried all the time. I even spent some money on a fake get your ex back guru, even though in the back of my mind I knew it was too good to be true. I'm just happy that I never took any of the terrible advice. And let me just pause for a moment. We are constantly getting spam on the channel about spellcasters.
Oh, yes.
Never, ever, ever engage with those people at all. It's just spam. It's just bots that are trying to get you to spend all kinds of money on absolute nonsense. So just block and report them, okay? Be very careful about gurus, okay? And, you know, there's a lot of bad stuff in the breakup section.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay? And you might want to consider what, if any, qualifications do these people have?
Right.
What education, if any, do they have? Do they call themselves love doctors with no degrees?
Yeah.
Do they brag about taking a psychology course back in college?
Yeah, that wouldn't quite do it.
Oh my gosh. Some of the stuff that we see just is infuriating. And we often...
It's not fair, and we don't want people abused. Yeah.
We stay in our own lane, but there is a lot of horrible stuff out there. Scams. I don't usually say stuff like this, but it does really get me angry that you'll pay for email coaching by somebody, but then when you read the fine print, it says that the email coaching provided is no way affiliated with the people in the website or in the videos. Better read the fine print on those things.
Yeah. If it sounds too good to be true.
I don't like stuff like that,
Yeah.
okay? Margaret and I work really hard to educate you guys, and we don't like people taken advantage of with stuff like that, right? So, be careful of anybody of those spellcasters. There's lots of them. Okay. At the time, I was seeing a therapist, so I had started going twice a week because I felt so bad. Hey, just like me. I was going here twice a week. Margaret couldn't get rid of me.
No, I still haven't. Have you noticed?
I felt so panicked every day that I decided to get on anxiety medication to make it through. Nothing wrong with that, right,
No,
Margaret?
good.
Especially during a tough time.
No points for suffering.
My ex had reached out to me to talk after the breakup, and I remember being terrified to meet him. I thought I would freak out if I saw him in person. So my therapist told me to turn it down and let him know that I would reach out to him when I wanted to meet and then block him. She let me know that I needed a break from him and I needed to focus on myself.
Good.
Well, you know, you got to be careful. I don't know if I'd tell people to block people, but I might have said,
do that.
Yeah, I would have said, you know, if you can't control yourself, you don't want to meet up.
Right. That part was good.
I even thought about dating again, but my therapist suggested that I should be single for a while because it wouldn't be fair to the new person and to myself. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, especially if you know you'd go running back to your ex if they come, then it's not fair to the new people.
Right.
That I would make it through this emotional struggle and that with time it won't be so painful.
Good.
So I took her advice.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I remember finding your videos and sticking to them. I also got an appointment with Coach Margaret. Margaret told me to stick to the therapist that I had and gave me the same advice you both spoke about in the videos. That a relationship takes two people to fail and that I can only accept responsibility for my actions.
That's right.
Knowing Margaret, you probably remember who this is.
I do. I also remember thinking, this is a good therapist. And not all of them that we hear about are. So
I really didn't know Margaret would know who this was. She had no idea who this email was.
Yeah.
You really do? That's amazing. Her memory is incredible. I remember that in session, she told me to focus on myself and my life, work on becoming grounded, that it's okay to stop blaming myself, and to recommit on moving forward. So I continued to go to therapy and take the medication. Eventually, I started going to therapy once a week because I felt better.
Mm-hmm.
After months gone by, I was ready to collect the stuff I left at his place and move on. I reached out to my ex to pick it up. I took my therapist's advice. I had met him in a public place and took the stuff. Then I thanked him and got up to leave. My ex tried to speak to me, saying he wanted to talk. I let him know that I only came to pick up the items and that if he wanted to speak to me, he would have to reach out to me another time. This is good in the sense that she's not acting desperate at all.
Right.
She went for the stuff, and that was her plan. She stuck to it.
Mm-hmm. And she didn't, put a push on him being angry or anything like that.
Exactly.
She handled it very well. She set limits.
She said, I was shocked because I had never set boundaries automatically before. I also was surprised that he wanted to speak to me because honestly, I thought he was done with me. In my weekly sessions, my therapist really helped me see things for what they were. She pointed out that he had caused me a lot of grief and suffering. That if I wanted to even think about dating him again, he must address any issues on his side. And that I needed to think hard about it if I ever wanted to date him again. She told me that I have the right to speak about my needs and let him know that things cannot operate like they did before.
Mm-hmm.
We even made a list of things I believed I needed to be addressed if I wanted to get back with him. I also remembered that Craig and Margaret both talked about how things need to change if they're going to work. I had him meet me in my area and we went to a restaurant. He began speaking first and apologized to me. He spoke about his thoughts and feelings too. He told me that he missed me.
Mm-hmm.
I was floored.
I bet.
I decided to speak up. I spoke about our attachment styles without using terminology, of course, how this was causing issues in the relationship, and how we both needed to change to be better people and partners. That we were both making mistakes, and that we need to be more open and honest with each other in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, what is funny about this is that I didn't have to talk about the self-work I did. It showed in my confidence and my comportment.
I bet.
This is why we tell you guys to really do the work and show the people that you've changed. How many times, Margaret, do we say, or have seen a week, I want to tell them that I've changed?
This is the best way to do it.
After 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not good.
I've changed. No, you haven't.
Change is hard.
This is what change is all about.
And that's what
right
we're
here.
saying to you. Yeah.
Yeah. We took it slow after that. Several months later, we got back together. I continued doing the self-work. I kept seeing my therapist, and together we addressed my anxiety. was tapered off the medication, and got into meditation, continued watching your videos, and committed myself to self-care.
Wow.
I am not perfect and I make mistakes, but I can see the growth that I have made.
Yes.
My partner also changed and addressed his issues. We also made sure to keep open lines of communication with each other and made it a habit. After 2.5 years after getting back together, we are now engaged and planning to get married.
Wow.
What's funny is that I remember thinking when I was younger that I wouldn't find a partner. But after committing to working on my self-esteem and going on this self-growth journey, that I have a relationship better than in my dreams.
Wow.
I even got a better job in a different industry with higher pay. All of this is due to the hard work and dedication that I put in.
Yep.
I can say that I am much more content and I'm excited about what life will bring me. For those of you listening, this breakup is a chance for change and advancement. You may not end up with your ex, but you will come away with something better. A new, improved, confident, healthier you.
Wow.
That is doing the work.
That is really doing the work, and she really did it. I could tell the therapist was good. I'm glad I said what I said. But she didn't seem to be missing any details, and she seemed to see the big picture. So,
What's incredible, Margaret, is that you remember this after that long.
I think she was so hurting that's what I remember, and exquisitely blaming herself. I mean, down to the finest points. Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible story.
Yeah, incredible story.
And you could see how different of a place she's in right now. She's more confident. She knows what she wants. She knows what's okay.
Right.
She set herself up to have a happy, healthy relationship. This is great. This is great. And she was lucky enough to have a chance with her ex.
Absolutely.
But when
he was obviously healthy enough to respond.
Yeah. But when she did meet up with him, she showed the discipline, and because she really did the work, it came naturally.
Yep.
You heard her say it. I didn't expect to set a boundary like that in the moment. I'd never done that, but she was able to do it because she truly had done the work.
She truly had done the work.
Not the manipulation and the trying the, oh, I've changed after 3 weeks when you haven't done anything really to change. So this is doing the work. Great success story.
Wonderful.
Thank you for sharing it. We love your success stories. Obviously, we can't get to them all because we have so much content that we want to get to and so many different ideas, but it was great to share this one.
But we want to remember to do it regularly.
Yeah. And you can always send them to me on my website. There's an email on my website. You can send a success story, whatever your success story is, whenever it happens, right? A lot of times people get back with their ex and they don't let us know.
Right. But we're very grateful for the times when you do. And of course, it's hopeful for others. You're saying no matter how bleak it looks, there's a chance if you work hard enough, it can work out.
And you heard the shock that she had here. Like, she was like, I never thought he was interested. I thought he was totally done.
Yep.
Right? She didn't think they were going to get back together. He wasn't giving her breadcrumbs, nothing.
No.
Right? So, he said he missed her and she was floored. Those were her exact words.
But she was exquisitely well programmed to beat herself up. Yeah.
So, love to see these things. Glad we could share it with you. Hopefully you found it successful. And of course, if you want a coaching with us, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching. I do Skype. And of course, Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you think I can be helpful, please sign up.
And she'll remember you years later without even knowing your name.
Right?
That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.